Morning, dickhead.
What's going on?
Nothing. We're back.
Yeah, I just realized you probably saw in the backstage me running around like a banshee.
Yes. What were you
Yeah,
doing?
well, my red light came on that said, "Hey, you have 20% of battery." So I had to run to the charger real quick and throw some
I,
stuff
I
off
saw
my
you.
broken mini fridge.
I saw
Yeah,
you dancing. And then you just took off like a bat out of hell.
yeah. I was like, well, because my daughter looked in here, she obviously did not read the sign that says "recording," and I go, "Hey, I'm recording."
Man.
I'm like, "Oh yeah, dead battery." And I ran and plugged it in. So
Well, we're a few minutes late because literally the moment we were going to press the live button, my neighbor opened his garage and was getting out to mow. So I felt like that would have been an obnoxious audio for the rest of the time. So yeah.
yeah.
And I was already running late myself because I attempted to squeeze the gym in beforehand. And yeah, got home literally like 5 minutes ago.
How was the gym?
It was great. Steele and Jay were in there. Oh, I believe that is going to be a podcast coming up. All three of them, Jay, Steele, and Dalton, want to come on
Yes, it has
together.
been scheduled. It
So
has
they
been
were
scheduled.
sweet. They were working on it in there. So we were coming up with names for it. The Triple P. I forget
Triple P.
I forget why, but there was a Triple P name that was thrown out, but that was
I know.
there was a workshop of a name.
I remember two of the three. No, I
Yeah,
don't want to butcher it, so
yeah. I
I'll
didn't
read it
either, so
later.
I wasn't going to attempt it. But yeah, so that is one of the plans. But
All
we have
right, I'm
taken
in.
a 2-week hiatus with vacations and wrestling.
Yeah,
Last week it was Father's Day and we were dying. So
yeah. Well, like we traveled on Friday, so it was going to be
yep,
and in the hills of old Alabama, they would have been like that.
yeah, we
So,
do that sometimes anyway.
well, yeah, we did. Well, literally, I just did it now, but
Yeah, no,
it
fair
would just
enough.
been easier. Yeah, I didn't have a cool hotspot thing, so it was just
Well,
plus.
I had a few wrestling topics this morning, but I wanted to kind of go into, I don't think, like, other than, I don't know that anything that's come out, we've talked about our wrestling debut.
No, we've not.
So we
We have
made
not.
our wrestling debut in the Ultimate Rumble for Signal 10, and it for sure did not fare well for me. You at least got a little bit of
I got some
something
offense.
going.
Yeah,
So
no, that was a fun night, and anybody that missed it, you suck. First off, I'm trying to look at the
yeah,
camera, and you missed out on a once in a lifetime event. But
I don't know. I kind of got the itch now. I'm not sure that was a
I
once in a
meant
lifetime event.
I meant the Rumble.
Oh, okay.
That's probably once in a lifetime
I don't
with
know.
all
We
the.
can make that a yearly extravaganza.
Ooh, I'll talk to Mr. H on that. He was he might be better now, but I
I
think
think
day of.
it went well afterwards.
All things considering, and that's what I was telling him when he was here at the house the other day. I said, "Hey, man, when you really look back at all the BS from Thursday to Saturday at like 5, it turned
It
out
was
really
wild.
freaking well. Like,
It
if you would have said, if at 5, you would have said, hey, how do you think it's going to be? I'd be like, it's going to be a train wreck. But it
yeah,
turned out, mwah. So
yes.
props to Mr. H, props to all the superstars, and for putting on a great show, for letting us get in and not die.
Yep.
That's good.
They were very, very nice to us, and it went
Yes.
very, very well. It kind of gave me the itch of like, oh, this is really fun. I really enjoyed myself. I really didn't think like, I mean, the adrenaline's going so hard, like you almost get that tunnel vision where like
Mm-hmm.
I had to go back and watch my video. I was going to cue both those up for this, but as I stated earlier, I was running way too late, so we have zero visual aids for this show today. But we have lots of people. Thanks, Krista, Justice, and Harold. Good morning. Sorry,
Good
I was looking
morning.
at the comments,
Oh,
but
I just saw. Like usually my thing, he's light up. What's up, Gamer Harold, Justice, and Krista? Oh,
yeah,
it's
your adrenaline goes so much, like you almost have that out of body experience. And we were going nonstop from the moment we got there until the moment we walked out at like 11 o'clock that night. So
yeah,
but yeah,
yeah.
it was a great time. What is it? August 10th is the Summer Bash.
August 10th, Summer Bash.
And if you haven't watched yet, we've already done 2 interviews with Sam Knight and Ashton Adonis back to back, kind of vying for our diner titles. So go check those out, and hopefully we'll have more to come. And that should be an amazing show. So he should have tickets coming out pretty soon for it.
I think tickets open up July 1st, and get them early because
Absolutely.
all the momentum we had. I bet there was probably 50 new people that had never been to a show, and
Yep.
they're like, we're coming back. So, I mean, it's going to keep growing. And if you have not been to the show, you're missing out.
Absolutely.
So just
So
keep trying.
speaking of big shows, one of my other thing, did you see the Indy Star posted yesterday?
Rumble!
The 2025 Royal Rumble is looking to be in Indianapolis, and then they also, I think, struck a deal for SummerSlam and WrestleMania coming up also.
Yeah, I think
which would be amazing.
They announced WrestleMania and SummerSlam would probably be like later, like dates, like probably later years. But dude, Royal Rumble, like WWE, a major pay-per-view, I'm trying to remember. In Indianapolis, I want to say SummerSlam of 08, maybe. Don't quote. No, Fastlane. I'm sorry. Fastlane was like a year or two ago.
Yeah, because we went to SummerSlam.
There.
Where did we go to Elimination Chamber? That was in St. Louis, wasn't it?
St. Louis. That was where the Undertaker got on fire.
And I think I went to Money in the Bank at St. Louis also.
Did you?
But yeah, I don't know that we've had one here forever.
Yeah, Fastlane. It was last year. I forgot.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's a major one though. I feel like that's kind of one of their throwaway.
Like the big four. I'd have to do some more research, but I want to say SummerSlam 08.
That was Edge and Taker in the cell, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. We were there.
Look at that. I have wrestling knowledge.
We met up with Cordell at the Tire and Lube Center.
Yep. Yeah.
Where did I say that? I kept saying Tire and Lube.
Tire and Lube. I don't remember where that came from. I got to quit moving my table. My camera keeps shaking like I'm having an earthquake.
Well,
I don't remember. Oh, was that whenever the mechanics came on?
No, this is like, maybe it was Rollo's.
There was a lot of comments at Rollo's.
There was. So that, if you haven't checked it out, well, he hasn't checked it out yet. It's going to be a couple weeks. But
there's no reason for them to check it out yet. It hasn't come out. So we can go check out his character on our WWE 2K game that you did him very, very dirty on.
He approved of everything.
He approved, but you made him extremely flamboyant. I don't know that he knew what to say.
Justin Shoemaker just commented, and he said he'll come back to Signal 10 under one condition. Red Velvet has to come back out of retirement. As a matter of fact, let's up the ante. Red Velvet teams up with Sam Knight and Uncle Lump, tagging with Ashton Adonis.
Oh, I'll kick your ass. Let's go.
I'm going to have to go start doing cardio. This sucks.
That's what I mean. I'll just run around you until you get tired, and then I'll come in and hit you in the nuts and pin you.
Here's what you're going to do. You're going to be running. I'm just going to be turning. Like, that's all I'm doing.
We're going to make you dizzy, nut shot, RKO, pin, you're out. Done.
I have a video of the last time you tried to RKO me. It did not go well.
Yeah, but I hit it one time. You caught me one of them and slammed me on my head. Yeah.
Back body drop.
That was in our video to Mr. H, wasn't it? Or you? Oh, no, I think just me hitting the RKO may have been on that one.
Yeah, it was just you hitting it. I had some more highlights queued up.
That was where I saw it. Was where you had it loaded up on yours.
Yeah, I just never got it posted.
Speaking of debuts, Joe Hendry got to go into NXT and got a monster pop.
Man. He appears. I was making sure he didn't show up.
Hold on. I think I still have it. Anyway,
Morning, Robert.
We're gonna look for this, but I think I still have it. But he had it was the biggest video since WrestleMania. It took over Uncle Howdy's spot. It had 90 million views or some shit.
Yeah, and he's holding the Rumble 10 seconds.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah,
I know right where it's at. Hold on, we're out to.
Okay, I don't know where it's at.
Good old Mr. Joe Hendry is. As soon as I figure out where the hell I put this.
He appears. There we go. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Little inside baseball. I told someone this yesterday. Nothing on this computer is labeled. So it either has a picture or a random file name, and I just have to go through and try to figure out what the hieroglyphics are. It's really great. It's a super good organization system.
Oh, well.
But who are we just talking about?
Joe Hendry.
Oh, yeah.
He appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Cause they love him in London and Paris and Tokyo, America, Scotland and Canada and Mexico. They say, I believe in Joe Hendry.
Now I'm going to shut it down.
I believe in Joe Hendry. Sorry.
He went to WWE now. We're going to get in trouble.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Did you know he was in WWE 10 years ago?
Really? It's cool when they like reinvent themselves and they come back with different things and blow up.
Well, I don't think he was an actual wrestler. He was the attorney for Rusev and Lana.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, he should have came back earlier. They might have needed that like sooner rather than later. Didn't they just get divorced?
Yeah. Yeah. He might have been the attorney. We don't.
Maybe that'd be cool.
Televise it.
Huh.
You need to follow his TikTok, by the way.
I feel like all wrestling couple divorces should be televised. That just should be how it goes. All of their marriages and all of their divorces should just be televised. It's great TV.
Speaking of divorces, did you know when almost the entire time Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth were on camera together as a married couple, they were basically divorced.
Really?
They got like when she first debuted, like I think maybe 2 years since her debut, they were married. Then they got divorced.
Huh. I was just my kid was watching wrestling clips yesterday, and one of them was Triple H when him and Stephanie, they were playing like they were getting divorced after he married her in the drive-thru, and he was giving her the red Corvette that he cut in half, and he was trying to get the dog, and it was hysterical.
Oh yeah,
good old '90s wrestling.
Yeah, I don't know if they can do much of that anymore.
So. No, I don't know. It's coming back. I feel like people are starting to open up a little more.
Maybe, I don't know. Early 2000s was a little rough.
I say go on a rant. Let's test it.
No, I don't. Like when Triple H was having relations with the dead body in a casket in the funeral home.
Comes back. Mark Henry and Mae Young gave birth to a hand.
Yeah, when Goldust had Tourette's, I doubt that comes back.
Oh yeah, I don't know. They're going to Netflix. It might be a new era.
Yeah, it might be. I'll tell you what. After seeing the Liv Morgan Dominic Mysterio storyline, that might be on Brazzers.
That's hilarious. You can get you a Brazzers Blizzard.
Brazzers Blizzard from Dairy Queen. You know, again, then go to the Y and look at old man wieners.
Yep. Again, go listen to Rallo's podcast when it comes out, and you will get all of these references.
Yes.
Oh, do we have any?
Also wrestling. Did you hear Goldberg wants one last match?
Why? They all want one last match, but at some point you got to hang it up and understand that it's just not like, I feel like he didn't do a whole lot in his prime. It was a 5-second match, spear, jackhammer, let's call it a day and keep the streak alive. And now he tries to do the same thing, but it kind of loses its luster after a while, I feel like.
Well, here's what I think should happen. He should challenge Braun Breaker, and then Braun Breaker just give him the Goldberg treatment. And
okay. I do like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. So I heard, speaking of that, you just remind me of another one that I heard. People are going to be like, they have done nothing but talk about wrestling for 15 minutes.
We're wrestling nerds.
So remember earlier when I said if we didn't do this show today, I had new ideas? That was my idea, was to just change this into a wrestling show on Fridays.
Oh, deal.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I like doing this too, but that was my thought was if we didn't do this again this week, it wasn't meant to be. Let's pivot and do something different. So either way, we can do that.
Anyway, you know?
I have ideas. So
pivot.
Yeah, well, as we've learned, I get bored very, very quickly and start changing things or, moving things around or fixing things. And I don't know. I've wanted to change this kind of into a wrestling show, I think, but we will figure that out later.
We do have one more wrestling announcement. I got it. This is what drives me nuts. My phone's here. There's the center of my phone. I have to stand here off center to get it's driving me nuts. Anyway, Saturday night, Hybrid Championship Wrestling, the West Terre Haute Community Center, Double Down 3.
They have a fun show too.
It's a fun show. There's a couple matches already listed. It's the War Pigs versus Latinos Most Wanted, and then you have the HCW Tag Team Champions, The Hype versus Danger, Eric Dillinger and Danger Josh Crane.
Oh, really?
If you don't know who Eric Dillinger and Josh Crane are, get on Instagram and look them up. They have the hardcore style, deathmatch danger, all that stuff. It'll be fun to watch. And then, I don't know if it's the main event, but there's the other match they've announced is the Double Down match, a ladder match. Basically, their version of Money in the Bank.
Okay.
Four-man ladder match. I've already Ace Perry, DeCobra, a mystery guy, and I've already dropped the ball.
Dalton Davis, I believe, is the other one.
Dalton Davis, the Bud Light Brawler. So,
but we get a mystery opponent?
There's a mystery opponent.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
Yeah. I have no idea who it is. So
I we get to do commentary in the barricade. That was I felt like everyone was on top of us and we were going to die most of the time. So I felt like it gave a lot of good reactions because I legitimately thought we were going to get crushed a few times.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
but
I do have one more wrestling one before we get out of it.
yes, sir.
Again, we were watching videos. My kid just was flipping through. I think it was YouTube Shorts, but for whatever reason, they were all wrestling. But the guy had a theory of a angle they could do if WWE and AEW are behind the scenes working together, because they have Survivor Series and War Games coming up. They have the feud with Punk and McIntyre. So basically, they were saying Punk and McIntyre doing their thing. 3 guys come out from the crowd. They take out Punk. McIntyre says he calls some of his old friends that made him leave AEW, and it's the Young Bucks and Jack Perry, and then they team up, and then Punk has to like draft a team of WWE guys. So he did Punk, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, obviously because of the story, and then they bring in Moxley to finish the story with Rollins, and they do a AEW style with WWE Survivor Series, and then it leads into War Games, and they double down and do it again with, you know, even more or change it up, however. And I was like, oh, that's an amazing storyline, but obviously that takes a lot of ego and working around things to happen. It would be so freaking cool if they could make that happen. Wrestling would just be better if they would all get on the same page and quit. Like, clearly AEW is not WWE and vice versa. Why not do what TNA is doing and get a working relationship? It's not hurting their product. If anything, it's helping their product. They're not taking their people. They're just utilizing them and putting their product over on top of it. So it just, I don't know. It'd be really cool if they could figure it out and work together, because that would be way better than the Monday Night Wars have already happened. We don't need another Monday Night Wars. You don't need to recreate history. Do it differently. Go back to the territories kind of style, where WWE's the, you know, big conglomerate, and then the rest of them kind of follow suit, and they're all like the, you know, almost AAA, sort of on the same level, but then they're all just intermingled, and I feel like it helps them all.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically, you basically have WWE, who's the NCAA, and then you have AEW, who's NAIA, and then you have, like, they're the same, but they're not.
You could even go WWE's the NFL, AEW's the XFL, like, and then you got TNA is the whatever it is, the US. It might be the same thing, the USFL, but same concept. Like, you just have these tiers of, but then they're all utilizing each other to make the product better, and it makes for a way better show.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it'd be awesome.
But we can get off wrestling. I feel like we did a solid 20 on wrestling. So
hey, that's good though. That's good. I do have 2 more local announcements.
Okay.
And then I'm done on local stuff. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. at Rose Holman, the Wabash Valley Coaches Association 7-on-7 and Lineman Challenge will be going on. Open to the public. It's free.
Cool.
Check out dude, there's probably, I don't know, 40, 50 schools there. And I mean, my hog molly of a son's going to be there doing his thing, along with the rest of the Northview Knights. But I mean, you're going to see Greencastle, all the Putnam County schools, all the Vigo County schools, some from Illinois. You're going to see a lot. And plus the 7-on-7, where the fast kids do their thing. But I'm going to be watching the big meaty boys lift weights and move heavy objects, because
nice,
strong people. And then that night, if you don't want to go to wrestling, that's your loss. But I understand.
But you should go to wrestling because it's fun.
You should. But then there's also the All-Star game, the Wabash Valley Football Coaches Association All-Star game. This is the 20th anniversary. It is at Rose Holman. It's at 7 p.m.
They're going to sweat to death.
North team versus South team, and the schools are divided up. I don't know what's what. Northview does have 4 athletes participating: Aiden Swearingen, Lucas Marlowe, Kalen Bell, and Kyle Cottee. So this is, for a lot of them, this is the last football game they'll play. Some move on to college, some move on to semi-pro, some hang them up, so they have a good career. But that's another thing going on in the Valley. So you have wrestling and you have football. Those are about the 2 things you should be doing. And, I do want to shout out to Tyler Hutchison. They are doing a movie night at, I think it's on McGuire Street. I didn't even write it down, but that's at night. So it'd be, I think it starts at 7, but they won't show the movie until it's dark. So that's another thing going on in Brazil.
Well, and another local thing, we just had our podcast come out yesterday with Paul Beatty from the Mystery Lounge in the Emporium. I know we talked about it when we were there, but if you don't know where the Emporium is, it's over by the License branch across from Riddell. They have a couple cool mystery rooms. I think you can go online and book it. And if you want to see kind of the gist of it, if you look under that podcast, we commented the video of when we did it. So you get kind of a gist, but really fun. They have a 30-minute one and then a longer hour one, but it's a very, very good time. So again, if you're bored and don't have anything to do, go book them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So do you want to start on your list or do you want me to start on mine? You're going from memory. I got hard
yeah, because my phone's freaking broken again and it won't cooperate. So yeah, go ahead, because I still can't. It's stuck on this screen. Okay. Here. Where's that? There we go.
Well, I got a couple sports things left. We'll stay on the sports topic. Chicago Bulls, they trade Alex Caruso to the Oklahoma City Thunder for Josh Giddey. I
have no idea who any of those people are.
Alex Caruso is the bald guy that wears the headband.
I don't like basketball.
Well, I don't watch too much. I at least know who he is because he was like this out of nowhere guy in the Lakers that just boom,
sweet,
almost like Jeremy Lin.
I did see the Lakers. Is that one of yours too?
Yeah, they did. And the Lakers actually have a head coach now. They've tried and tried and tried. The UConn coach shot him down. I believe they went for another guy. He shot him down. But now that JJ Redick, LeBron's guy, is finally the head coach of the Lakers. He signed a 4-year deal. I don't know what the money, but he got a 4-year deal.
They claim that LeBron was not in on the conversation there, but I have a hard time feeling that.
LeBron not on the conversation. I know Dalton
Isn't Bronny in the draft?
Who?
Isn't his kid in the draft this year?
Yeah.
So he's for sure going to the Lakers then.
He's going to the Lakers, or what they'll do is he'll be an undrafted free agent, and then they'll just sign him. But I have a hard time believing that because whoever lands Bronny is going to get LeBron.
Yep. So okay, they do the lottery right for the first pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you'll know if it's rigged or not because if the Lakers get the first pick, then and it's obviously because they want Bronny, then it is what it is. That is he that good that he's going to go in the top? I have no idea.
I don't know. From what I've gathered he's good, but he's not like his dad. He's not like MJ. He's not like Kobe. He's just a solid player. I'd say I've watched zero footage on him. It's the hype. So I'm guessing he'll go first round, but I would love it. I think it'd be hilarious if the Clippers drafted him.
That would be hilarious.
Daddy would have to go across the hall because they share a stadium still.
Didn't they say, though, that I thought wasn't LeBron being kind of an ass about it at one point and said we have a couple places he's going to go and we're going to make sure that happens or something along those lines?
The ball dad thing, like, we're going to go here. It's like, buddy, you've been controlling this kid's life. Let him be a big
guy. I don't get what I want, so I'm going to literally take my ball and go elsewhere.
Yeah, and that's why I think this would be the one time I'd root for him if Bronny got drafted to the Pacers because LeBron's coming and LeBron's going to bring some friends. They might be old, but he's going to bring some friends. And then Indy might have a shot to, win a finals.
Has a father-son duo ever won a final?
I'm not sure if a father-son duo has ever played together.
Interesting. So that's why they're going to do it for the ratings too, because why wouldn't you? You got LeBron playing with his son. If people are going to want to see it, it's a huge ratings boost, 150%. And why would you not want them in the LA market? So yeah, I have a feeling that magically that little ball is going to pop out of the lottery thing and it's going to be the Lakers.
but is it going to be like Tebow Mania where it was like almost a distraction?
That could be too. They don't care. It's all about money. Same thing with everything else in the world. As long as they can get ratings and get people to buy in, and then you have all the sports things talking about it's the first time ever that the father-son duo has done this, and then they can play on that storyline all year long, all summer long. It literally just kind of sells itself as a reality show.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see. I mean, there's going to be a lot of money made.
Reality show.
Reality, yeah.
I
mean, if the Lakers win the lottery, because I think every team has a chance, but like the last two teams get like the most balls in the lottery, and then I don't know. I don't understand the lottery. I think it should be like the NFL. The worst team gets the first pick.
Yeah,
because that's kind of how you're setting it up.
Then they can't rig it, Evan. It's way harder.
Yeah, they could. I guess the Lakers traded everybody and got all their picks. Like, we want the first pick, and then they take Bronny. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't follow basketball that close, so I don't know who the other people are. I just know it's Bronny James is all they're talking about.
Yeah, it's all fake. Did you see, this is one of the topics I had, and I should probably have done a little more research on it, but I watched a couple videos and it was enough for me, so I'm going to go with it. But did you see the Roe versus Wade lady on her deathbed admitting that she was paid off to do that and that she feels terrible and that she should have never done that?
No.
Yeah. She said she was paid off to basically go that route and push that thing and agenda or whatever. I watched 2 videos, but she was on her deathbed, like with an interview thing. And I have no idea with AI, everything else, it could have been fake. Who the hell knows? But that was it. But it's the same concept with like what we've been talking about with the food and with the media and all the other stuff. It's like, oh, it's all just a big facade. Like it seems like it's just pretend. I mean, there's things that we've been able to put together where it's like, oh, if people saw like how shitty this looks on our end, like before we got the actual equipment, like when we were running the video games, we just had random cameras and devices hanging off of chairs and cords everywhere because we had no idea what we were doing, but it looked sort of like we knew what we were doing.
Hey,
and you
start, baby.
Yeah, you can pretty much make anything look like anything, especially with AI and stuff now, and it's terrifying because it seems like it's all bullshit, especially on an election year. Like you can get on Twitter. If I got on there right now and started scrolling through, I would get depressed in about freaking 10 minutes because it's crazy. But you see 1,000 different angles and stories, and it could be this, it could be this. This is going on, that's going on. And I mean, they fact check a lot of it, so you can get a pretty good gist of what's real and what's not. But at the same time, how do you know? Like, how do you know that Twitter's not fact checking and telling bullshit? Like, you never, it's so hard to decipher. You have to go to 6 different either social media or websites to get the right information. And it's like, oh, who knows what's going on?
Yeah.
Then Travis Scott got arrested in Miami the other day. And that was another theory that all these different people that have connections with either Epstein or Diddy keep getting arrested so they don't look like a snitch. And they're just hoping that one of them blows the whistle.
Did you see the video of, this is an old video of, this is when he's Puff Daddy. He was sitting on the couch on a talk show with Mike Tyson and he kept like touching his leg.
Yes. And Tyson gets pissed off at him.
Why would you want to do that?
He should have just beat the hell out of him then. We could have saved a lot of kids, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Well, he could have. We couldn't have done shit. He could have saved him.
I think we were still children. But
maybe not even children yet.
I think we would have been really, really young. I want to say it was like early 90s. So,
but if that's the case, like if that's how long all this craziness is going on, did you see Alanis Morissette yesterday?
I don't even know who that is.
So, singer. But I guess there's a documentary coming out that she says that she was sexually abused throughout her career, and that is like a huge, widespread thing that pretty much the majority of women in music, especially, are all sexually abused and taken advantage of. And there's a whole documentary coming. It was like 47, I forget what it was called, but it was trending yesterday pretty heavily as well. But like the fact that all this stuff is happening and it makes no sense to me. Like all of these different things are going on in the world. Why is no one going after these people? Like why are you not seeing these people arrested? But I see videos all over the place of FBI agents or whatever, people saying they're showing up to their house, asking them questions about them asking questions or talking shit. And it makes no sense to me that these things get to go out there and we're not just guns ablaze and figuring these things out, but these arbitrary dumb things are where people are going to prison for. But meanwhile, there are pedophile and rapists everywhere, just, running amok, having a great time, but we don't give a shit about them.
I don't know. I don't get it. I wish it was, I don't want to say it was like when we were kids, but maybe because it was all happening, we didn't know it either. But
yeah, true. Which the change in social media, that's how it gets like caught basically. Because now you can't do anything without social media picking it up. Like just like the Haktua girl, like that girl had an interview online and went freaking insane. Like,
yeah,
I mean, but that's how it works. And those are the things that go crazy and that everyone goes nuts and talks about. Meanwhile, this other stuff gets traction and it's like, oh, that's depressing. I don't want to think about that. And I get that. But if more people started thinking about it and started like pushing like they do this type of stuff, it would get fixed a lot quicker, because it's really hard to turn a blind eye to this shit whenever everyone's talking about it constantly. whether it be the Epstein Diddy stuff, the shit they put in our food, like all of the above. The fact that that's not normal media and that's not what people are telling you to do is crazy to me.
Yeah. No, it is.
But it's
It
built
is.
to be negative, unfortunately. We haven't
That's
got
why
to do
we're
this
here.
for a while. I'm a little ranty this morning.
That's why we're positive.
Yeah, I try my best. Sometimes it pisses me off, though. But it's just like I don't mind being negative about things like that. I'm not really negative about it. I'm positive that they need to fix it, and I'm positive that our system is fairly broken, and it's a lot of negativity back and forth of this guy did more bad things than I did. I'm a good guy because I only did these bad things. And it's like, no, you're all pieces of shit. This is not how this is supposed to go. If you are in the government and your salary is 100,000 and you are worth billions of dollars, I have questions and they don't have answers. And it's all this, like, you're allowed to affect the stock market. You're allowed to do these things, but you're also allowed to gamble on the stock markets, which if normal people do that, you go to prison. And when they do it, it's, oh, I just got lucky. It's like, well, yeah, that's awesome. I wish I could do that.
Very true. Very true. When you do it, it's
Sorry.
insider trading. When you read the same documents they do, it's insider trading for you.
Yeah, just because you know and you're the one that passed the freaking bill that made that happen, like that's not insider. Like you are literally the inside. That is your
You're like
job.
Pre-inside. You're pre-inside.
But they can do that because it's before it happens. So, but obviously you know what's going on. Like you're watching this stuff, you know how it's going to pass, and clearly they have a lot more control over it than we originally thought they did.
Yeah. I need to become friends with the senator. I need to become friends with the senator so he give me good stock tips.
There we go. Yeah. And we go to prison. We'll be the next Martha Stewart. Isn't that what she got in trouble for?
Yeah. I can't remember. It was something with Enron, but yeah, it was insider trading of some sort. But she went to a white collar place. Low key.
Yeah. We'll be all right. Anyway, well, I'll get off my soapbox. You can go into another topic if you'd like.
Kendrick Lamar, he performed a pop-out concert on Juneteenth, and like you can see the whole concert on one of the Twitter accounts. It's like an 85-minute concert, but he went hard on Drake. But the big news, like it was so popular, he even had Crips and Bloods shaking hands.
Oh wow, look at that. Bringing peace to the gang world.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's interesting.
That's pretty cool.
But he did go on. They all went hard on Drake, calling him a pedo. I don't know. Yeah, that's news to me. But
apparently it's split 50-50. There is apparently a group of elite pedos and a group of people that are not, and they're trying to fix it apparently. But
that's
I don't know. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm not getting back on that one again. Sorry.
Donald Sutherland, the father of Kiefer Sutherland, passed away. He was 88 years old. He was on shows like MASH, The Dirty Dozen.
Was he on the Hunger Games?
He might have been.
Is that him?
He was the old guy.
Okay, I thought I saw a picture of him. I think that was from the Hunger Games. Okay, I know who you're talking about.
I didn't realize he was on MASH.
I didn't either. I never watched MASH.
Yeah, dude, it was like I didn't like it because it's probably reruns by that point. But every time I'd come on, turn TV off. I'm like, I'm not watching it.
I'm not watching this shit. Yeah, I don't know that I ever watched MASH.
Nope, I never watched it. I mean, I watched maybe a couple episodes with my parents, but yeah, I hated the show.
I was say if I did watch it, I don't remember.
If I watch it now, I'll probably think it's funny or something. I don't know. I'm just
maybe we'll try it out.
Maybe if it's on one of the streaming networks, that'd be great. In political news, Louisiana became the first U.S. state to require the 10 Commandments to be posted in classrooms.
Nice. Well,
they're really taking that, separation of church and state, like.
Yeah. I mean, and other political news, California, I believe, passed a law yesterday that to vote, you can bypass the social security number or driver's license number, and you just press okay, and you just go on about your day. That won't end up badly.
No, that won't end up badly at all.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because people don't know their social security numbers anymore.
I don't believe that is the problem, but yeah, let's go with that.
I don't know, it was a shot.
Yeah, I like your positive spin on it, sir.
Dude, it took me probably 25 years to get mine down. So
let's go with that and not the wide open border problem.
It could be that too. That or they can't memorize. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we don't know numbers anymore, so fuck that. Let's just let them do their
Well,
thing.
you know what? In all fairness, the modern math system, they may not know numbers. I tried doing that.
Yeah. Dude, that is the dumbest. What's it called? Like whatever it's like, yeah, here, go through 75 extra steps to get to the same answer that I can do in my head in 2 seconds. This makes no sense. Like you're just teaching them you're literally making it normalized to do busy work. Here, go this long drawn out way instead of teaching you the direct way to get this freaking problem. I would love to know what the reasoning is behind that, other than just dumbing people down and making you go through 75 steps. Like they're like watching them do those things makes absolutely no sense to me, where it's like you could just do it the normal way we were taught in the beginning, but everything's overcomplicated.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's overcomplicated. I bet there's some money involved. Like, oh, do this, we'll make millions and billions of gajillion dollars. And
well, same thing when you look at
that's the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah. But I think that's like we've talked about that before, whether it's social media or food, the school system, like there's a lot of things designed to keep you unmotivated and lazy and not wanting to do anything or not thinking you can do anything. And it's awful. Like it sucks that seems to be what it's trying to do. And I feel like we're breaking out of it. I feel like a lot of people are realizing that the way of the world isn't necessarily what we thought it was, I guess. I mean, just go on Twitter or TikTok you spend 10 minutes today and go on TikTok and just type in poisonous food and just have you a heyday and watch what happens. And if that doesn't kickstart your diet, well, then it might not work. But that is one of those things that really jump started it for me, was like realizing and it's still, I feel like I'm still addicted to it. Like, even when I get off of it, I'll do really good for a week, and then I'll have a day where we get Taco Bell or the kids want ice cream and we go get that. But then I feel like I'm on a sugar kick for the rest of the week, and I'm like battling myself to get out of it. And I've gotten much better at it to where I can turn it around after that and go, okay, hey, no, we're not doing that today. We're going back to the gym. We're getting started. We're eating healthy. And then you can kind of flip flop that perspective, I guess. But it's not easy. It's extremely difficult. But once you start feeling those mental and physical changes, it's like, oh, like I think a lot clearer. I can't read still, but I think a lot clearer.
Blueberries.
I can read and try to remember some shit. I need to get back on Alpha Brain too.
What was that? What were those bars that Jesse gave us? The
Laura bars. I think I have a couple of those.
Bars.
I bought a couple.
They'll fire you up too.
Yeah, you were on fire that episode. You were answering all kinds of questions.
Yeah, I didn't know I was gonna be quizzed. So,
but you nailed it. You got an A.
I got something. Maybe I got B. I don't know.
I love that we just turned this into a podcast now, where we just do like a live version of our podcast where we just talk shit about random things.
Well, we are reporting, like somewhat reporting.
Yeah. I love it. This is exactly what I wanted it to be, where we get to kind of rant about all the craziness that's going on and have fun with it.
Yeah. And then the last thing I have is the summer solstice began today. 15,000 people gathered at Stonehenge in Europe.
So,
I don't know where that's at.
What?
And then
when you read about that, because I saw that, wasn't it because things were like lining up or something? I forget. Like there was like some sort of, I think that's why they were there. Something with the solstice and the way, like, there's a bunch of astrological things coming up. Like there's a bunch of different like star things. I think there's a strawberry moon tonight. I think there's a strawberry full moon tonight. And but there's a whole lot of different like astrological things. But I think with Stonehenge, something about it, like it all lined up in a special way or something. I'm gonna have to do some more research because I have no idea. I'm talking out my ass right now. But I think it has something to do with like the way it lined up. And obviously Stonehenge is one of those like mysteries of the world kind of thing. And it's interesting that that's all lining up right now as well.
Yeah, I didn't know. I kind of just saw it and I was like, oh, that's cool. And wrote it down. I'm a skimmer, but I don't know. There might be some more astrological things with it. I just thought,
if I wouldn't have been late, if I wouldn't have been late getting back, I had a lot of things I wanted to queue up, like video and picture wise, because there is a lot of cool things coming up. If you look up the summer solstice, look up the strawberry moon, but there's a bunch of different astrological events coming up where a bunch of different things are either like they're lining up in a weird way or and you get like these cool visuals of whatever. I don't know. Again, talking out my ass and just stuff I've read on Twitter and trying to remember. That I feel like that's my whole life. I've got like 3 weeks of shit that I've looked at on Twitter, and now I'm trying to piece it all together.
Yeah.
In a horrible fashion.
Oh, you're doing a great job.
Thanks. I'm trying.
But I have to poop.
Okay. I'm going to let you go then, so you don't have to poop live because that's not good.
Yeah, my calendar. For some reason, when I've been putting in my calendar, it's like lining up. I don't get it.
You did not put poop in the calendar today. I don't think it went off.
Yes, I did.
You did? Okay. Well, I missed that you had to poop. I'm so sorry.
Poop at 11.
What was the original reason that you put those in there? For anyone who has not heard this yet, our calendar now is full of poop, literally, because he puts them in there as what do you do that for? To cover the dates?
To block the time out, and that's just a quick way for me to do it. But now it's like my body's lining up.
Who did you just walk by laying in your bed?
That was my wife.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sure she is thrilled that you just walk through the room live to come in here and take a shit.
She yelled, "Who do you think it was?"
Fair enough, Jasmine. I'm asking questions for you too, Jasmine. I just got to make sure he's staying.
Okay.
Just in case.
Yeah.
You are frozen with an O face. Oh. All right. Well, we're going to go to a commercial break because you are choppy and you are now sitting looking like you're getting ready to take a shit. So we will go out on a message from our sponsors. I'm sure they will absolutely love this.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.